Okay, so I've been working on for the last few months, Madden Legend roster for next year, Madden NFL 16, or maybe even in Joe Montana, but what you're seeing is all the guys so far created, probably around 800 players. Been a lot of work. I just have the overall on the side. I do have more stats. I'm doing that. I'm not done though, so I haven't done much to the heights, ages, or weights either. But got most. If you see any players, maybe I missed. If you can even see a lot. I mean, I am holding a phone up and recording this because I had no other way of recording this. So hopefully you can see them, but I just have like, you know, so many players to make. If I missed one, you can think of one, just tell me. I add them. Like today, I forgot. You won't see Willie Gallimore, running back of the Bears, around like the late 50s and early 60s. So I added him. Otherwise, pretty much. And there is going to be some guys, like I see Tim Tebow there. I'm not going to take him off because maybe next year I'll use him, and I just skip over him when I get to the time till I have to make them. But I mean, sorry for the back while I am holding a full phone up, and it's gonna, for I don't know how long, like 5 minutes. If you ever done that, your hands start shaking and all. So sorry about that, but hopefully you can see the eyes, and if you see any I miss, tell me. Otherwise, it's just going to keep scrolling down. Yeah, so I got Hall of Famers and not Hall of Famer, and some just, guys are like just out there, like if you know William Heffelfinger. He was a guy not playing in the NFL, but he was the first guy to get a contract in football. And I put him in just 75 overall. Might change that. But what I did for overalls, if you want to disagree with any of the overalls, if you can see them, like anyone, if they're a Hall of Famer, I made them a 95 to a 99. And then if you're not a Hall of Famer, and I don't suspect you to get in the Hall of Fame, like a Bo Jackson, then I made them in the range of 85 to 94. So Bo Jackson 94. And guys like on the brink of a Hall of Fame, like a Steve Atwater, put him in 94. Like John Lynch, I think he might get in the Hall of Fame, so I put him like a 95. If I know you're pretty much going to get in the Hall of Fame, like a Brett Favre, probably Brian Dawkins, Randy Moss, Terrell Owens, I made them like they're a Hall of Famer. I made overalls like a 98, 99, whatever it is. So yeah, and a lot of players, like say Spec Sanders, you probably don't know who he is, but I think he played for the New York Yanks. I'm not 100% sure, but he's the guy who played. Back then they played both sides, so especially for him, he played 4 years, and he's more of a kick returner, running back, and like a defensive back. And like his first 3 years, he was a running back, and 1 year he had like 18 rush touchdowns. Then another year, his last year he played defensive back, and he had like 13 interceptions. And he also had a 4-pick game, which is tied for an NFL record. So to figure out where he should be position-wise was kind of hard. I put him at halfback because he played more years there. And if they don't have a team that is still playing now, I made him a free agent. If you ever, some of them you will see say FA, like a Fritz Pollard. He played for like the Akron Pros in 1920, stuff like that. Oh, here's one, like Bruiser Kennard. I really should call him, maybe, I think his first name's Frank, but I don't know. Sometimes it's kind of hard to figure out if I should have the nickname or not, because they were called that. A lot of them, like some of the tackles, it was kind of hard. You could argue a lot of these overall. I know you can't see them sometimes because my hand just slides over to the name. It's kind of hard to make it readable and also have the range to see the overalls and the names and stuff like that, the teams. See, a lot of them, I haven't done the ages, weights, and heights. So like here's William Heffelfinger, you see FA. maybe a 75. But, and also back then I made it realistic. Like, they didn't pass block much, so I made his pass blocking pretty bad, but his run block pretty good. And he was a right guard. I have him a right guard, but he really played everywhere. And so I made his ratings so he could play everywhere if you did move him to different positions. And he would look pretty small, because back then a lot of people, they're not like the size of people. The offensive line might be 220 back then, some of them. And you think about that now, it's really, they're going to look small in the game. I did make a Legend roster. I had about 300 to 500 people. And it's on Madden 15 on PS4 if you still want it. I haven't been updating it, and I won't. Been more working on this. And so, yeah, we're at middle linebacker now. So, you know, going through, there's a lot of names. I'm telling you, right now we're at like the Excel sheet, we're at like 560. So, and not all that's players, because some of them, the lines are like, you know, it says right outside linebacker, and that's a whole line. So around 500 players we're at right now. It's a lot of work, and you know, it's kind of hard to rate some of these guys. I have to do all the the speed and like everyone's like speed and throwing stats, even if they didn't throw. I have to do all that. Yeah, and like some of them, a lot of them I did like sports analysts. Like you see, I see Mike Mayock right there. He's a 75 overall corner. I didn't make anyone lower than 75. And the guys that are like other, like a Mike Mayock or a Greg Cook or Jack Shapiro, the shortest player ever, I made them from the 75 to 80 range. There's Pat Tillman, he's an 80. Like the other, that they're not like a legend or a great player, and they're not a Hall of Famer, but worth putting them in the game. That's how I did the overalls. So yeah, that's my video. Again, if you really want to know if a guy's in, just comment. Just tell me like exactly. Even if you can't tell, like some name I know I was shaking or moving, or you couldn't even see the name sometimes. Just tell me, do you have this guy in there? And I say yes, or I say no, or you might have a good idea. I might have missed someone. And clearly I did. I mean, I can't get every NFL player that ever played. And, I mean, whatever we were at, 800 or so. This is, you know, teams, you can argue teams too, like Champ Bailey. Do you put him on the Broncos, the Redskins? Same thing with Kurt Warner. Is he a Ram, Cardinal? I know he also played for the Giants. Same thing, Bailey, he wasn't on the Saints, kind of, but you kind of get my point. It's kind of hard to just pick what team some of these people on, especially, and usually when it's a tie, you just put with the team they drafted by, especially if they played an even amount of years. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.